Thanks for joining us, man. Really, really excited to talk to you. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff going on right now. You're fighting Jon Jones. That was announced last week. Massive, massive news. Before you talk about Jones, would you mind just like, when did we speak, Anthony, with Stipe? About a year ago?
Yeah, it's been about a year.
Yeah. From your perspective, Stipe, what's been going on for the last year? Talk of Jones, etc.
Trying to get the fight. It's the fight I wanted. And it's finally here. So it's thank God. But yeah, also, I got a full-time job as a fighter. I was working part-time, now I'm full-time. Fire department. I have 2 kids now. I think I talked about that before. I already had a child, but already have the second one was born. I'm working out and getting better and getting bigger, and same old, always the grind.
What kind of process was it to get that Jon Jones fight done? It seemed like it was done early, and then it kind of faded away, and then it kind of popped back up again. Was it a pain in the ass? Yeah.
Moments. Just a lot of times where, we'll talk off camera, but
but you were ready to go, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. Just the one time, the first time they asked, I said, "Not right now. I can't. Give me." And I told them I do it a few weeks later, but they said they know. They said it's okay, and then other things came up. But people don't understand that there's a lot more to it than me not trying to fight.
Is this one of the tougher ones to get done in your career?
Much tougher ones. I just the UFC always has a thing that you need to get to, and sometimes just didn't work out for them. It's a business. I get it.
This is going to be a massive fight. We've got the greatest heavyweight of all time against what some people would call the GOAT. What is your thoughts on Jon Jones being the greatest of all time?
That's good for him. And, unfortunately, November 11th, that's going to change.
I've been hearing a lot of, you kind of see as the fight gets announced, you see the rumblings of what people are kind of saying and expecting or whatever. But I have seen a lot of people making a big deal of you working full time as a firefighter, and maybe there's people are saying maybe you're not.
Are you talking about Dominic Cruz by any chance, Anthony?
Did Cruz say that?
On the pre-fight show, sorry, Stipe, on the pre-fight show on Saturday for the pay-per-view, we mentioned your fight, obviously, and Dominic Cruz was like, and this is everywhere. This is not me ratting on Dominic Cruz. If you just Google it, it's all over. But who's Stipe training with? What is he, shadow boxing trees? Is he fighting fires? He's going up against Jon Jones, and he's out there fighting firemen. I'm like, Cruz, what are you talking about? So sorry, Anthony. I thought that's what you were.
Yeah, well,
referencing.
It's that same. People are saying that you've been fighting. You've been firefighting full time now, and I guess this is your opportunity. You're obviously still training super hard. Last time I seen you were jacked as shit. So you're obviously working.
Yeah, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to. I haven't changed anything I've done. I can still work out at the station. I can do things there too. It's not like every day is a sparring day or a pad day, it's conditioning, lifting. There's recovery days. There's, I don't understand people. If I need to take a break, I take a break.
Jones was just announced as the ESPN or the ESPY. He won the ESPY for the best fighter of the year. After being away for so long, he came back, fought Cyril Gane, right? A guy that, with respect to Cyril, lovely guy, kind of a tailor-made matchup, right? Great kickboxer, not much grappling. What do you think of that? Him coming back, beating Cyril Gane, becoming the champion, and now being the fighter of the year?
Good for him. It's awesome. He's doing what he's supposed to, and you get a few prizes here and there along the way. It's great. We
all like prizes.
I think good for him. We're not worried about that though. He won the fight. Good for him. But said, November 11th, it's a different story.
The couple times you and I have had just conversations just about the potential matchup and how you would approach it, or at least mentally approach it. I've been fascinated by your mindset, because it's everyone else who talks about Jon Jones. It's, well, I got to deal with this and I got to deal with this, and he does this very well, so I got to neutralize that. And that's not the vibe I've ever gotten from you. You're probably the only person in the world that I've seen that's been completely, I don't want to say dismissive of his skills, because obviously you respect him as an opponent, but
yes,
it's, you're just not that worried about it. Like you're just, it's fascinating to me. So I wanted to dig into your mindset a little bit. Like when you look at him as an opponent, I know you're not going to trash talk or we're not giving up game plans or any of that stuff, but just how do you look at him as an opponent? Because I don't get the vibe you see like a guy that you're super worried about. Like you don't feel very threatened, at least in my opinion.
Every fight you feel threatened because it's a fight. You never know what's going to happen. But at the same time, though, I train my ass off to prepare myself for every situation. And and I listen to my coaches, and I'm not going to let him dictate what he wants to do. I'm going to dictate what I want to do. I'm going to do what I want, because the minute I let him start doing what I want, I lost the fight. But if I want to do what I want, then my chances are a lot better of winning than losing.
For sure.
When you look at him, obviously everyone's seen Jon Jones fight. He's been around forever. And he's very good, of course. He's long. He has good takedowns. He uses his range well. What do you think is the biggest problem that he presents for you?
I think he just, he's real good at just throwing weird stuff in there, not seeing like spinning stuff, and just his, just kind of sometimes off the wall stuff that, it works. And, I'm not like that. You just say I'm a basic bitch. I'm more of a 1-2 kick.
Stipe, the basic bitch Miocic. That rhymes.
Pretty much what it is. But he's very dangerous from anywhere. He does things that you wouldn't expect. So you have to prepare for everything.
Yeah, just it's so wild to me how it's. I guess your mindset and my mindset when I fought Jon is so different. Like you like Cyril Gahn went to that whole training camp expecting, okay, I got to worry about the wrestling. Like you don't seem to have that one thing in your head. It's just I'm going to go out here, I'm going to do this, and go get it done. What? Yeah.
So we work on everything he does. We definitely
right.
You get a train partner or your pad work, whatever it is. You work on stuff that he's good at, but also you work on stuff that you're good at, stuff that's going to neutralize it, stuff that's going to counter it, stuff that's going to hurt him, stuff that's going to win the fight. And that's what I do every fight. Sometimes it doesn't go out the plan, but most of the time it works. I've done well with it.
Is this a fight that you're excited for? I mean, obviously it's Jon Jones, Madison Square Garden. I'm not sure if you fought there before, but is this something that it really fires you up and gets you out of bed in the morning, wanting to train? Yeah,
I love it. This is the minute I'm not having fun, the minute I'm out, and I'm having fun. It's great to be out with the guys, young guys, and just learning from them. I'm still learning. I know I'm 40, but man, just learning, see things, just try new things, and just if it don't work out, it don't work out. That's why it's practice. So I do things that might not be comfortable for me, but if I get used to it, use it the way that I can make it work, I'm in. But it's been fun.
So is it gonna? I don't know how to ask this. Is it gonna take guys like Jon Jones or fights like Jon Jones to listen, man? We've talked about this a lot. You're the greatest heavyweight, most accomplished heavyweight of all time. You've won the title. You've fought in your home city in front of everybody. You've been all over the world. You've made a shit ton of money. Like you got a beautiful family. You kind of done it all. And
not done yet.
That's what I'm asking. Like it's the Jon Jones types of fights that continue to get you up in the morning.
Yeah.
So you go in there, you beat Jon. What's next? What's that next thing that's going to get you out of bed?
I'm not worried about that. I'm going to worry about, definitely my kids. That's for sure. They're definitely getting me out of bed. There's no question there. But right now, I'm not worried about what after. I'm worried about right now, present. I'm worried about, November 11th. That's all I care about. So
obviously,
my mentality is this. Ever since I was a kid, my mom, dad, they just told me listen, get what you're worth. Always work hard, and good things will happen. And that's what I've always done. A lot of people didn't give me a good shot to be a good heavyweight champion or even do well in the UFC. Look what I've done. I just like shutting people up, and that's what I do.
Is there any chance that this would be your last fight?
Yeah, I'd say that every fight. After my first fight, 36, I thought about retiring. We'll see. Definitely getting closer to the end. No, there's no question about it. But I feel great.
Yeah, you're so. You would say you feel good, but and this is just me kind of nerding out a little bit. Your body has definitely changed, like your composition.
You're checking me out.
Like, a little bit. I've talked about it on the podcast before.
That's all he talks about. Stipe looks amazing.
Stipe
looks good. He's jacked. He's got a six-pack. His skin's all shiny. Man, he's got a lovely tan right now. He's got a fresh haircut. It's like, bro.
There was a point when you fought Francis when you were super lean,
Yeah,
and
I could do that. I tried so hard. and I'm probably like 245 right now. And I mean, and my body will adjust. It's been hot, so I've been sweating a lot more.
Right.
So once I adjust here, I'll gain a little bit more weight back. Probably around 245, 250 for the fight, no questions.
Do you think that the size thing with Jon, him coming up, and do you think that that's going to be better or worse for him? Like, do you think he'll be better if he's heavier, or do you think if he's a little lighter, it'll be a little bit tougher to deal with?
I don't know. I mean, I think every guy's different. I think when I was 230, I felt great, but also I definitely lost some mass.
Mm-hmm.
If I was a little bit bigger, a couple fights would help me, but it didn't. It was not that I wasn't trying to lose the weight. My wife's like, you gotta eat. I'm like, you're literally feeding me 3-4 times a day. It's literally falling off. I don't know what I'm going to do. And, but right now I feel great. I'm 245, 250, and I think I'll get back up again once my body gets adjusts to the heat again, because it's got really hot now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot more, I guess. That's what I'm saying, but I'll be back up.
The fight game's filled with a lot of highs and lows. You've been there, you've done it. Anthony mentioned there the Francis Ngannou fight. That was your last fight. Yeah, I've been there. You know what I mean? You stick around and fight at the highest level for long enough, it happens. Absolutely no shame. What was it the period like after that, Stipe, if you don't mind me asking? Obviously, people deal with that in different ways. How did you deal with that?
Just came home and just enjoyed life. Just worried about my family, worried about kids. But our son was my wife was 6-7 months pregnant. Our son was born in August, so that definitely helped me out a lot, just to keep my mind off of things. And it was blessing twice as happened. So good.
Was there any talk of a rubber match? Because that seems like that would have been the natural flow.
I definitely tried. Unfortunately, it won't happen. But good for him. He's on to better things, and he got a great payday as he should. He's got a good fight coming up against Tyson Fury. I hope he does well. It's a tough one, but he's definitely got the power.
What do you think about that, though?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Sorry, Anthony.
But I mean, I have the same question as Mike. How do you see that whole Francis kind of ordeal? Obviously, I know you wanted to fight him, but then once he goes out, you've always kind of been the quieter voice and kind of making sure that you are treated the way that you think that you're treated. And it seemed like that was Francis's whole kind of, I guess his whole process was getting what he wanted and being about the fighters or whatever. Did you find yourself kind of rooting for him as that was all going on?
Yeah, I know. I appreciate that, him going for the fighters, but the problem is it's like a conveyor belt. One guy leaves, one jumps in, and it doesn't matter. I mean, it's kind of selfish, it is, but the kid's also trying to make a living for himself. So it's just a tough spot. But I understand what he was doing. It was great. I got it. It was great. It was, I saw what he's doing, but unfortunately, right now, it's not the time.
Right. Do you think he beats Tyson Fury?
It'd be a good fight. I mean, on paper, no. But
yeah.
I mean, any guy would say no just because paper, even me, just because we're going to his world. But also, it's a fight. Anything can happen. He hits hard, and it's and he throws wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never know. You never know, right? As you say, it is a fight. It's two human beings, and Francis is big enough, strong enough, powerful enough, and I think brave enough to go out there and fucking swing. You know what I mean?
I mean, if you guys do the same thing, man, I wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah. Jon Jones, how do you feel about the guy? Do you guys have a relationship at all? Do you know each other?
I mean, we talked a few times, but that was a while back. But I mean, whatever.
So this is just strictly business, nothing personal, nothing like that.
I'm good. I'm gonna go out and do my.
Speaking of getting personal, you get any respect at the firehouse yet? Or they still treat you like shit?
Like, hey, celebrity, what's up, celebrity? I'm like, well, I'm not a celebrity like you are. And then 4th of July, we had to do some stuff for the city for the fireworks, and I was a bike medic, and they're like, hey, you have a camera crew following you around the whole day? I'm like, it never ends. Never ends.
They're bastards. But you wouldn't want it any different, would you? I mean, because that's the treating you normal, the busting your balls. That's what you like.
Yeah, well, they don't bust your balls. I mean, they don't like you, so I'm good with it.
That's a good point.
That's a great point.
What else has been going on outside of the world of mixed martial arts? Because Anthony tells me if he tries to talk to you about MMA, you're not interested. But if you want to talk about anything else, you're all about it.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't talk about it. We had dinner at Catch.
Yeah. Oh, what about your fight though? What?
Talk about your fights and stuff.
Oh yeah. But I guess my point was you don't watch.
It's not about me.
I mean, you're not sitting around watching every fight night card though.
No, not at all. No. Like, no.
I think that's part of a lot of the reason you are the way you are as far as your mindset going into fights. Like, you don't consume yourself with it and overly concern yourself. Like, I think that sometimes we get, myself included, I get too into the weeds, and I'm almost overstimulated with the sport a little bit, and so I can never get away from it. So even, when Mike was saying, how did you get through, what was the time like after the Francis fight? I suspect that it was probably easier because of your mindset that when I lose, I'm right back on the desk, or I'm right here with Mike on Monday, and that's all we're talking about. So it's not like I can't get away from it. So you're very insulated, with your friends and your family, and I think that helps a lot.
Yeah, there's no question. I'm real tight. Like, we have we have a lot of good friends, and they're real tight. But they'll ask something, but they never bring it up more. They don't really talk about it. Like, I can literally go out there and get dropped in 1 second, and they're like, "All right, cool. Hey, you want to go to the bar tomorrow?" Like, like, they don't care. Like, they don't be fighting. They just care about me as a person. Which, it's gonna have a team like that.
I do know what you mean, because on the flip side, that's all people talk to me about. And when I'm going about, my day, and they want to talk about this fight, that fight, and I'm like, that's work. That's work to me. I will talk about anything else. Yeah. I don't follow sports, so not anything, but.
And like a lot of my friends, if we all go out or something like that, and there'll be someone new, they'll go up to them like, "Do not talk about fighting at all."
yeah. Oh my God, there's Stipe. They're like, bro, he's on a fucking night out. And
I play like a dumb card too. Someone comes up to me, and like, I'm nice about it. But they're like, "Oh, you're gonna fight?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I kind of just keep drifting away, like
just like disappearing.
Yeah, So I love. The only time I watch is like, the Anthony fights, or like Weidman fights, or when he was fat fighting heavyweight.
Outside of the octagon, Stipe, outside of your family, obviously, what do you like to do? What's fun for you?
I do like golf. I haven't played this year though, unfortunately, because it's just been so busy. We got the pool, so I use the pool a lot. Just not even so much for training, just to just enjoy it. And I just enjoying life. I just loving every aspect, and just a kid. I know it's family stuff, but a lot of it it's the kids that are still young. So it's just I love doing things with them and watching them. Like my daughter's like she's getting into sports now, and she's into soccer, and like cool. So I would play soccer, and this year coming up, this fall, and my son, he just wants to fight, which drives me nuts. But it is what it is. He's not even 2 yet, and he's like hits everything with boxing gloves on. He's like ready to rock and roll. He's like boom boom. I'm like,
oh God, sounds like a natural.
Yeah, we went to the gym yesterday. My daughter does like the little leaders class, for like discipline, learning how to do stuff, and my son literally walks around the whole gym with his chest puffed and the gloves on, just hitting everything. And I'm like, this is so bad. So
you still train with Alexis? Is he still training with you guys?
Yeah. We worked out yesterday together. August 5th or 12th or something like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's coming up pretty soon, right?
Right.
Is he still tough as shit?
Yeah, I fucking hate sparring that guy. He's getting crafty. Sorry, he's getting crafty. I'm like, stop it, dude. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, he's getting in better shape because he's got a fight coming up, and like I'm in good shape now too. But then he gets more on point. I'm like, oh, stop it, you young son of a bitch! Like, stop hitting me so hard.
So those young guys.
So what are you weighing right now, Stipe?
Like 245.
And is that heavy for you?
No, I was heavier. Like when I saw Anthony, I was about closer to 255.
Oh, I see. So come fight night, obviously it's Jon Jones, and I know you don't talk trash, and I really respect that. But of course, your confidence is going to be high going into this, because it should be. How does this end, and how do you expect the fight to play out?
How do I expect it to play out? Well, I'm walking out with the belt wrapped around my waist, and new. There's no question about that. And I'm just going to beat him in every aspect of the game. I'm definitely going for the finish.
You think he takes you down?
If he does, I'll get right back up.
Do you think he pokes you in the eye?
I hope.
I'm joking. I'm sorry, John, if you see that, it's a joke.
Yeah, shits and giggles. I'm definitely walking out with the belt wrapped around my waist. There's no question.
Anthony, you should have said there, does he knee you in the head?
Yeah. Does he knee you in the head? Does he kick you in the balls?
John, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dear.
I look at it, though.
Can we ask you a question about non-MMA? Because we have our producer here. Harrington, on the screen, please. Show yourself.
What's going on, Mr. Bisping?
Right, we have the greatest heavyweight of all time. What have you got on your head?
It's a headband.
Oh my God. We have
matches
Stipe here, and that's what you chose to wear?
Yeah, looking good. I'm sorry, guys.
Stipe, this is our producer, Harrington. Harrington, this is the greatest heavyweight of all time, Stipe Miocic. You sent a question this morning about some people in Australia, dinks, they were called. Yeah, pose the question to the group. Have you got 2 minutes, Stipe? Give us your thoughts on this. Go ahead, ask the question first. Stipe's like, well, it depends what it is.
So a 34-year-old Australian couple, they were looking to be celebrated online because the husband got a vasectomy. The concept there is that they are not going to be having children. Therefore, they will not be contributing to greater climate change. And instead, they will take the money that they would having kids and traveling, seeing the world, essentially just living out their lives as people with no kids.
I mean,
should these guys be celebrated?
Yeah,
Sounds boring.
Nothing to do with climate change, but yeah.
Yeah, no. So the headline was, these people are selfish and all the rest of it. I'm like, I read the story because Harrington sent it this morning like it was groundbreaking. And I'm like, I'm reading through, but I'm like, where is the story? Where's the story, Harrington? It's like, all right, they got a vasectomy because they don't want kids. They want to travel the world. Well, good fucking luck to them.
So they made a list, right? Like an Amazon wish list of stuff you could buy them. Like instead of getting stuff for a baby registry or like a wedding registry, this is their registry for stuff they're going to need for their life with no kids. Do you think that's a little bit out of pocket?
Yeah, I mean, they can definitely they're going to get whatever they want because they don't have to spend the money on a kid every year. So
yes.
Yeah, they can just buy it there. You know what? I'm going to make a list and I'm only going to send it to Stipe. I'm going to say, listen, you're the greatest heavyweight of all time. Here's my list of things I need to feel good about myself.
Right? I mean, I got a vasectomy too. I mean, right after my second one, I was in it as out.
Bro. I've got to get mine done. I've got to get it done. We cannot have any accidents at our age.
Man. I'm like, dude, honestly, it was 20-minute procedure. It was awkward. Like,
someone's chopping your dick off.
Well, yeah. And like you have to shave your twigs and berries, they come in all ready to go. Manscaped will do it nice and easy. And and then of course the girl nurse was, getting me set up, and she was like, I just want you to know we're huge fans. I'm like, so I was like, all right, cool. And then the doctor comes in, he's doing his thing. We really had a conversation the whole time about like he was going to Florida and like he went to the Browns game. I'm like, this is really happening right now. I was like, he's really just me like, it's crazy.
I'm too afraid.
So, Anthony, so we asked Stipe about his fight with Jon Jones. Man, a few words. We asked him about getting a vasectomy. The man comes alive. He's like, he's holding court. He's telling us all about it. Oh, dear. So obviously there was a story yesterday with Elon Musk which tied into what Harrington just said there, because they're going on the day of not having children. We're all fathers here. Right, I think we can all easily agree that being a father is the best joy in the world. Okay, but not everyone is lucky enough to have that. Elon Musk came out yesterday. He's like, kids make you happier. Simple as that. Oh, here we go.
People just don't understand. Like, nothing will make you happier than having kids. It will absolutely improve your happiness level to have kids. If it wasn't rewarding instinctively to have kids, we wouldn't have them. So I think that's important to understand. You will absolutely be happier if you have kids.
Right. Well,
that's true.
I know. So Harrington's sending that thing in there yesterday. They're choosing not to have kids. That's great. Elon's out there saying kids are the best thing ever. I don't know where I'm going with this, but we thought they tied in a little bit.
Happy those parents did that because maybe they wouldn't have been good parents. Maybe they'd been crappy parents and the kid would have a terrible upbringing.
Well, you're right, because a lot of people get brought into this world that don't have a choice. Obviously, none of us have a choice in it. You know what I mean? But they're brought into terrible situations.
Yeah, no, there's no question. There's some kids that they're in a bad situation and just it is what it is, and maybe for those parents maybe a blessing in disguise, maybe they shouldn't have kids.
Do you think that I just is something I wonder, do you think that it made you tougher or softer when you had kids? Like some people, like some fighters have kids and it makes them like real nasty because they're so much more motivated. For the first couple years after my first kid, I was kind of a pussy. Like I was kind of a big softy. Like it kind of fucked with me a little bit. It was hard to be a mean and nasty fighter while you're like holding on to this little baby girl all the time.
Yeah, no, I think it definitely helped me. Definitely motivated me more at a purpose. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I think that was big. I didn't think listen, I'm a big softy. There's no question about it. But at the end of the day, if I'm getting punched in the face by another man, I'm gonna get nasty too, real quick.
For sure.
I'm trying to teach my kids too. You know, my daughter, she's a girl. She's sensitive, of course, but also she's a savage. she don't care. And my son, he's just he's I think it's September of Virgo, right? And August, September is that Virgo?
I don't even know.
No idea.
Yeah.
He's definitely got an attitude. I have to check that real quick. You know, like my daughter, she's like a sweet and sour. 1 minute she's sweet, next minute she's like destroying everyone. Like, my son, he's just straight sour. So I just gotta check his little attitude real quick. But he's a good boy. There's nothing bad about him. He just definitely they both got the alpha in them. That's what I want. That's what I keep driving into them. I want them to be the alpha.
Do you go in for all that? What is it, astrology or the star signs and stuff like that? Is it astrology? What do they call it?
Yeah, astrology. Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah. Do you believe in that stuff?
Yeah, a little bit. I do. Not like I'm not like actually for a long. I dated a girl for like a month, not even. She called me, texted one day, and she's like, "We're not compatible." I'm like, "What did you look at? Did you look at your sign today or something in the newspaper?" Like I didn't care. Like I was like, "All right, see ya." Like, it was so awkward, but no, yeah, my wife, she's definitely a Leo. My daughter's a Leo, so definitely there's a lot of button heads. But it's good. It's all good.
What are you, Stipe? What are you?
I'm a Leo.
I'm a Leo.
Right. Leo, star, sign.
End of July.
So what?
Traits.
26th.
Oh, my daughter's
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I remember that.
these are the traits for a Leo star sign. Leos are the natural leaders of the zodiac. Oh, fuck off. As magnificent and strike. Oh, God. Of course you both believe in this. Right, hold on. This is what a Leo is. Leos are the natural leaders of the zodiac. As magnificent and striking as the lion embodies their sign. Leos are radiantly joyful, liberal with their appeal and endowments. They are fiercely proud and confident. They love and live life to the fullest rather than being in charge at home, in work and play. Oh, piss off.
Thanks for that, Mike. I needed that.
You're lions. I'm a fish. So astrology can kiss my ass. All right, I think we've taken you for long enough there, Steve, unless you want to stick around a bit.
No, I would, but actually I think my son just got up selfishly.
Yeah. No, I don't blame you, buddy.
We'll allow it.
Yeah.
You're the man, Steve. You're the man. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me. And we'll
Take
talk.
care.
Good
Thanks,
luck with
Stipe.
camp, and we'll see you in New York, buddy. All the best.
Bye, guys.